Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. 71 indictments were handed down by a Hopkins County grand jury on Friday, June 2nd, and reported by the district's clerk's office on Monday afternoon. Possession of child pornography, endanger child criminal negligence, injury to child elderly disabled with intent bodily injury, money laundering, various drug charges, and aggravated assault charges were among the indictments. One specific indictment, Carlos Omar Casillas, age 22, was indicted for 8 counts of possession of child pornography. On April 5, 2017, during an inventory of a cell phone belonging to Casillas, an inmate at Hopkins County Jail, sheriff's investigators found child pornography. Casillas had been arrested in March for money laundering. 7 were indicted for injury to child elderly. For a complete list of all the indictments, see KSSTradio.com. Roderick Cattell Dill, age 23, was westbound on Interstate 30 when he met Sergeant Harry Washington and Deputy Adrian Pruitt with the Hopkins County Sheriff's Office. They were working interdiction Monday. Dill was found to be in possession of a firearm. However, as a felon, that was unlawful. Upon further investigation, it was found that Dill had over $5,000 in counterfeit bills taped to his upper body. Dill is in Hopkins County Jail, charged with unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon and 3 counts of forgery of a financial instrument. Omar Torres, age 23, of Mount Pleasant, was stopped on Interstate 30 for speeding and an improperly placed license plate. A probable cause search discovered a clear plastic baggie containing a white powdery substance believed to be cocaine. Torres is in Hopkins County Jail, charged with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. Hopkins County Communications notified a deputy regarding a white cargo trailer abandoned on Farm to Market Road 1567 near County Road 1443. As the deputy neared the location, he observed a red Ford pickup partially blocking the roadway from the driveway. As the pickup pulled out of the driveway, the truck was pulling a trailer matching the description of the abandoned cargo trailer. The trailer had no license plate or identifiers. Driving the pickup, pulling the trailer, was Brian Everett Gumpert, age 49, of Sulphur Springs. Gumpert was arrested for theft of property more than $2,500 but less than $30,000. He's in Hopkins County Jail on a $10,000 bond. The deputy determined the cargo trailer did not belong to Gumpert.
Well, it's getting closer and closer to this Saturday's pageant when Ms. Hopkins County's senior LaVon Elam will turn over her crown to her successor. We hope that you'll be there at the pageant. It starts at 6 p.m. at League Street Church of Christ. This morning we met 3 of our contestants for the Ms. Hopkins County Senior Classic title.
Hi, I'm Jan Gray, and I'm retired, thankfully.
And new to Sulphur Springs?
I have been here since October, and I love it. My church is here, so that's why the grandkids, most of them are teens, and they don't need their nanny anymore, so I came this way.
Okay, so glad to have you here in our town.
Thank you.
And introduce yourself.
I am Pam George, and I'm semi-retired.
Okay.
I am working for Visiting Angels, now Angels Home Care, and my client happens to be my mom.
Okay.
So we're having a lot of fun.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Pam. And yourself?
And I am Valerie Ross, and I have been here about 4 years, and I am retired. I have 5 grandchildren. 2 of them live here.
Okay, wonderful. And this is not your first time to be a senior pageant contestant.
This is my second time.
Okay. And the other 2 are new to our pageant. Okay. We're going to be meeting more, I think another 3 ladies tomorrow, and then on Thursday, the rest of the contestants. And so then Saturday is the big pageant, Saturday, June 10th, and we certainly want to invite everybody to be there. I do need to ask Jan, though, now we'll pick on you first, as being new to our town. How did you find out about this pageant, which is going into its 8th year, and what made you enter?
Well, I found out about it at the Senior Citizens from Karen Weatherman, who runs it and is very passionate. And she's extremely passionate about the pageant.
And persuasive.
Extremely. I have been losing weight, and I had planned on doing it next year, but you know, life's short. We're not promised tomorrow. So why not go for now?
Okay, sounds like some very good, wise words. Thank you, Jan. And Pam, how did you come to decide to enter this year?
I have attended the pageant once, and I saw what a good time it was, and Karen just begged, and I finally relented. And I was with her when she finally said yes, I think, and we made it a double.
Okay. So were you two friends before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, and I want to ask Natalie, Valerie too, I remember that you kind of did a craft as your talent last year, is that right?
2 years ago,
Okay.
yes. I demonstrated sewing, how I make something I named called basket breeches, which covers the hanging basket with your plants in it.
Yeah, very handy and very practical.
Mm-hmm.
So now tell us, what will your talent be this year?
Singing, so don't listen.
You like to sing?
No.
It was on the list of things to choose from?
I can sing, but it was, that's what I'm going to do. A cappella, as a matter of fact.
Okay. Well, tell me why you decided to enter again this year.
The winner of last year, Lavon Elam, is a very close friend of mine, and she pushed me into entering. I couldn't enter last year. I was in the hospital, or I couldn't do it last year. And so this year I decided I would do it. And she, I was excited she won, and it made me want to do it again.
Okay. Glad you're on board. Well, Jan, let's talk a second about why. Is this on your bucket list? Is this something that you maybe thought you'd want to do? Maybe when you watched Miss Texas when you were young? Or?
Well, it is, I guess, every little girl's dream to be able to win a pageant. So, you're never too old.
Yeah.
So wait for it.
So many of us don't get the opportunity younger in life.
Correct.
And what about the Miss Texas Senior Classic pageant? Have you seen these or attended?
No, but I have seen the winners, and it's quite inspiring.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, you're never too old. And we have to live our life and have fun while we're doing it.
Well, the ladies who win learn so much along the way and become those poised role models, I think, even after they win, because of the journey that it is. It really is a journey. Well, tell us a little bit, speaking of journeys, about your earlier life, where you lived, your family, where you raised your children.
Well, I was born in Dangerfield and went to college and met the love of my life there. And we knew each other a week and were married.
Okay.
And that was for 42 years before I lost him to cancer. I have 2 marvelous daughters, 4 wonderful grandkids, and family is everything for me.
Yes.
So, even though they're all in Mount Vernon, so it's not that far.
Not that far, and it's not too close.
And it's not too close, exactly.
I think we agree on that. Well, let me ask you a little bit, Pam, about your earlier life and how you came to where you are now.
I was raised in the country, north of Detroit, Texas, right up by the Red River almost. And I was a little country girl that couldn't wait to move to town. Lived in Paris, and we came to Sulphur Springs in '87. My husband was working for, I want to say Walker Hari, my late husband, on the Cooper Dam project.
Okay.
It doesn't seem possible that's been there this long. But my children were little, and we settled here. After he died, I wanted to move home, and they didn't because they were in school. They'd never make another friend in their life, how they are, dramatic girls. So I've stayed, and I did move home since, but home is where your friends are and you're used to being and everything. So I'm probably a lifer here.
So Sulphur Springs has become your home.
Absolutely.
Okay. And any grandchildren close
I have
by?
2 grandsons. I raised 2 daughters, I get boys for grandsons. It's a different world.
Oh, they're blessings.
They are. I love them. They're 15 and 9.
Okay. And two total different worlds there on age. Well, tell me then, Pam, while we're talking, what will your talent be on pageant night?
I will be playing the keyboard.
Okay.
I wish I had a grand like we have at church, but we don't, so I just have to try my best on the keyboard.
Well, tell me about your love for piano music.
Oh, I've always loved the piano. I didn't take lessons for very long. I just loved to play, and I play by ear some, and probably need to practice much more. I sing with the church,
Okay.
with the praise team, and play the keyboard. And the company went with the piano.
Okay. Did you tell us what church you go to?
Church of the Nazarene.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait to see your talent then on pageant night, Saturday night. And did I ask you for your talent, Pam?
No.
Jan?
I'm doing a reading,
Okay.
and it's a moral lesson.
Okay. How did you come to select that particular one?
Actually, it came from my grief group.
Okay.
We meet once a month, all of us widows, because we went through a counseling session together.
Okay.
And it was something that our coordinator had presented.
Okay.
And it is so true. So she kindly gave me a copy.
Okay. So inspiring and uplifting.
Yes.
People who attend the pageant, and I know Valerie will agree with me on this, they really don't know what they're going to get because they get so much more than you think. A dozen ladies 60 plus, well, we're going to put on our Sunday dress and then we're going to do our talent and answer the philosophy of life. But what is really the thing about this whole pageant, and I'm so glad that Sulphur Springs connected with the group of pageants that go on, is that us ladies that are 60 plus have so much to offer to our community, to our neighbors and church group, so much to offer our grandchildren and people around us who, you're going through a journey, they're going through a journey. If you ask every single one, there'd be a different story about how they came to their place in life. And this is a celebration of that. I look at it that way. Valerie, let me ask you a little bit more. Now, you mentioned your grandchildren and you're proud of them, so tell us a little bit more about them.
Yes, I actually have 2 more grandchildren since the last time I was here 2 years ago. Caden, who is 18 months, and then Kale, who is 12 months. And Caden lives here, and his brother is River, and then I also have Caleb and Kaya.
Okay, all those K names.
Yeah, and then there's River.
Oh, no.
Well, so on your basket breeches that you made 2 years ago as your craft or your talent, are you still doing those?
Yes, I do.
Do you sell them?
Occasionally. I don't push them as often because people don't understand. You know, they would have to see them. But if I do a craft show, which I actually haven't done in about a year, then they usually do pretty well.
Okay. Well, as far as our interview this morning, you'll be able to see that in playback on our website if you have a computer, ksstradio.com. After the evening news is compiled and placed tonight at 6:30 on Channel 18 TV, then you can watch that, I guess you'd call it on demand, on our website there, so you can see our edited interview at that time. I just want to ask for any other responses that you might have. I know all of us appreciate Karen for all that she does in the community.
Yes. We do.
Any particular experiences with Karen and her big heart for everybody?
Oh my goodness, that girl, she can't give enough. And she truly, truly cares about people.
Yes, she does.
And it's just marvelous. And now they're working so hard for a new senior citizen center, and there's the fundraisers that's going to be going on, such as the calendar that's going to be coming out that everyone's excited about. And we're just, she's amazing.
Yeah. When my second husband passed away, she brought the big pans of food from the lunch program at the senior center. She just helpful and caring, and I've known her since her children were little, so we go back a ways.
She is very sincere in her work to help senior citizens and promote them, such as through this pageant. So 6 o'clock, Saturday, June 10th, new location this year, League Street Church of Christ Family Life Center, beautiful big room. And we're going to have an MC and a co-MC this year.
Exciting.
And meet, do you think there are now 10 contestants?
I actually think we might be pushing 12.
Okay, 12 again. Someone had to drop out. I'm not sure exactly who that was,
Yes.
but Karen re-recruited.
She reshamed.
And so it is free admission to the public. Please come to the pageant, meet and see the ladies who are very, well, they're active in the community and just bubbling over with life and a reason and need to give at this age of our lives. So thank you all for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Assistant Professor of Physics and Astronomy, Dr. Robin Locke, and a team of researchers representing 4 institutions will unite 16,000 high school physics teachers behind a movement where each teacher will recruit at least one female student to pursue a physics degree in college. The project, led by Florida International University, also includes teams from the American Physical Society and the American Society of Physics Teachers, as well as Texas A&M Commerce. The $3 million National Science Foundation project grant includes $203,285 for Texas A&M University Commerce. If all goes well, there will be a nationwide rollout of the plan in 2019 with a targeted goal of reaching 16,000 physics educators, or about 60% of all high school physics teachers. Here's Don Julian with sports.
The Edge Conditioning Program begins next Monday at the Multipurpose Building. Wildcats football coach Greg Owens discussed the importance of the Edge and also a big coaching hire for his staff on Tuesday morning.
It's great for the kids. I mean, it's a benefit for them. Is it mandatory? No. But I mean, if they want to be in shape, they better be doing something and try to get an advantage, because our team's going to be very competitive. So our kids need to come in shape and ready to go. We don't want to deal with injuries all year and that kind of stuff. And I think our kids understand that. I mean, that's kind of a culture we've created, what we expect from you. And for the most part, most of our guys get involved. Now, it's a little bit different the way we're going to do it this year. We start June the 12th. And from 8 to 10, this is all high school kids, boys, girls, entering 9th through 12th grade. Okay, that camp, that first part of it, we're going to go 4 straight weeks, and then we're going to take a little time off. And then the high school kids will resume again on July the 24th through August the 3rd. So because of this long span, we got out of school earlier, we're starting a little later, we only have 6 weeks we can work with them. So we're trying to break it up a little bit for them too, and we're going to see how it works this year. Now, also with that, we have a middle school camp, and we've shortened the time a little bit during the day for the middle school. So they have a 4-week camp, and theirs starts on the 12th, and it goes through July the 6th. Now, middle schoolers entering 7th and 8th grade, they come at 9:30, and then they're done at 10:30. Okay, so there's a little overlap, but we'll take those kids in the weight room first, instruct them in the weight room, then come outside and do agility with them. So it won't be as intense as the high school camp is, but it's still going to have plenty of fundamental work and just the basics we feel like they need, and we're not going to do a lot of conditioning with them. It'll just be quickness and fundamentals and change direction and those kind of things that they can carry on and go home and do. So it helps us with our numbers, not being overcrowded, but it also lets us be more age-specific to those kids too. So I think it helps.
As far as high school kids are concerned, you can almost, in August, you can almost put them in 2 groups, the ones that were in age and the ones that weren't. and obviously the ones that weren't, they just are woefully behind.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a struggle. I mean they're behind when you get here, and it is a struggle. And so I mean a lot of them fighting injuries or trying to get in shape. They're just always trying to catch up, and invariably they pull a hamstring. They do something. I mean there's always something that happens, and they kind of have to deal with that through most of the fall.
As we've talked about before, there's sometimes kind of the stars of Edge, and you see them, and not only football but other sports just have tremendous years because of getting in here and getting in shape for the start.
Yeah, I mean, athletics is, and we need some time away. We've had some time away a little bit. But I mean, for kids, they need to be engaged. They need to be involved. I mean, the reality of it is 48 hours, after 48 hours, you lose what you've gained. I mean, and you just kind of go downhill a little bit from that. So, I mean, we need kids to get here. They need to get in shape, get themselves. I mean, athletics has become a year-round deal, and I still think you need change, but we're not talking about sport-specific stuff right now. We're just talking about basic training, just being physically fit, and every day. I mean, we go 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, and we continually change what every day is. Now, each week may be the same routine, but, it's not the same exact thing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But it just change it up a little bit and give them a different challenge and create some competition in the middle of this thing, and just them to challenge themselves and get back into shape. And but they need to commit to it. I mean, if they come 1 day a week, they're just going to get sore. You've got to be committed to it and want to come and push yourself, and that's the way competitive athletics is.
Well, even in summertime, come up here for a couple of hours, you really got the rest of the day.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, and then when we've been doing this long enough now, they can work their schedules around it if you want to bad enough. So we've elected just to have one workout time in the mornings and not do two, because typically if you skip one, you'll skip the afternoon too. So it just becomes more of a burden for everyone. So everybody come here at one time with more people. You feed off more energy. I mean, the kids enjoy being around one another. So I like the environment it creates too.
You've been awfully busy putting a coaching staff together, as always. I think you've also been helpful with hiring some trainers and stuff, so it's been a busy couple of weeks for you.
Are you going to make me try to remember everybody's name? Because I'm not. But yeah, we've pretty much got it all filled up. The last hire we just secured this week, and that was Mike Metter, who I worked with when I was in Lindale, and Mike's been the head coach there, and he stepped down from that position. He's going to move up here and work with us, so we're excited about that and his experience and what he brings to the table, a lot of energy, and he does a fantastic job. So we're excited to be able to work with Mike again.
And Coach Tyson also came from Lindale, so you kind of put some of that staff together.
There he is. There's some Lindale blood coming through. Casey Jeter played for me in Lindale. So, there's 3 or 4 of them around here, and our other guys are getting a little nervous going, what is this, Lindale takeover? So, but no, it's good. We're excited, and his knowledge level and what he brings to the table and experience is just tremendous.
Or have you got all your positions filled, coaching staff-wise, everybody?
Athletically, we're full for right now. So, I mean, I don't anticipate anything changing, but you never know. But for right now, we're set for the next year, and hope we stay that way.
Wildcats baseball coach Jared Hammock opened his 3-day hitting camp in the multi-purpose building Tuesday morning. Between sessions for 1st through 3rd graders and 4th through 9th graders, I talked with Coach Hammock.
We always seem to start the camps off, and it's nice that we have an indoor facility. While it is still pretty warm in here, I feel like it's cooler than out there. The kids, I think, enjoy being in a place like this because obviously it's an amazing facility, and we can drop down 4 cages and set up a lot of stations for them to hit. And we've got them divided up into 2 different groups, a 9 to 10:30 and a 10:30 to 12, and the goal is just try to get them as many cuts as possible and correct them along the way and try to, get them in the right direction. And all that we can do for them here is great, but hopefully they will be able to take that and continue it on their own, because that's really where, in my opinion, the greatest growth is just working on your own. Maybe in the backyard, maybe you got a net, maybe you got a tee, and you just hit a bunch and try to get better.
You're hitting camp, and I guess that's something you decided on several years ago.
It is, and I've tinkered with the idea of going back to doing an all-skills camp, and we may one day, but it's just, as we know, most people like to hit, and this way they're probably getting more cuts in an hour and a half than they've ever gotten in their life, and in a lot of different variety of stations and ways of doing it, and I think they enjoy it a lot, and it's good to have former players coming out and helping, and We've got 3 of those, and then, of course, our coaching staff. So it's been a good day thus far.
All right. And the numbers for you about what you expect?
Yeah, you never know. Some years with a young group we'll have almost 30 by themselves. This year I think we're right at 17 or 18 with them, right at 18 to 20 with the second group. And so it's hard to gauge because most people, which is fine with me, most people like to register the day of. And so it's hard to get a real count until it happens.
You're used to a little older player by the time you get them, but you like working with these kids?
Yeah, absolutely. They have a love for the game, and it's a variety of skill levels. It's and quite honestly, it's hard to tell from this age who might be a great player in high school because you just never know from this age till they get to us the kind of development they may have. Do they play a lot? Do they practice a lot? But it's interesting to see. We've had guys come through the program that did come to our first camps, and just kind of neat seeing those kids from now until they actually reach us.
All right, and this is day 1. If we've talked about it before, if they can't make it till day 2, you'll welcome them in?
Oh, absolutely. We'll figure out a way to, make the price correct for them. We wouldn't make them pay the whole way for just 2 days. We would prorate it and figure that out. So yeah, if somebody forgot about it, didn't know about it, they can come tomorrow and register and jump right in.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.
See you tomorrow. Hey, man.
I got 3 pitches.
Who was